Something rather bizarre is now happening all across the globe, from mysterious creatures being recorded to dead creatures coming up on our shorelines that no one can explain, to fires mysteriously starting at our food facilities and fertilizer plants, to even entire areas being quarantined due to a species. So what on earth are all these bizarre events that are happening all across the globe? Well, let's start first with what's happening right here in the state of Florida. Take a look at this article that I found on BreitbartNews.com. Florida County on high alert after giant African land snail emerges. Now here you can see a picture of that land snail right there, but what exactly about this snail makes it so bizarre? Well, take a look at what the article says, and it says, a county in Florida has gone on high alert after a giant African land snail has emerged half a century after it was thought the species was eradicated in the state. By the way, this is the second time the species has been eradicated in the state. It goes on. The giant land snails were found in the New Port Richey area of Pasco County on June 23rd. According to a statement from the Florida Department of Agricultural and Consumer Services, FDACS, the giant African snail is devastating to Florida's agriculture and consumes at least 500 different types of plants, making it one of the most damaging snails in the world. It goes on. These snails could be devastating to Florida's agricultural and natural areas as they cause extensive damage to tropical and subtropical environments. The snails also pose a serious health risk to humans by carrying the parasite rat lungworm known to cause meningitis in humans. Now here's the most interesting part about it. According to News4Jax, a quarantine was issued on June 25th that prevents residents from moving the snail or related items like plants, soil, in and out of the designated quarantine area. Obviously, this big snail, if you will, does a lot of damage, especially to our plants. And right now, we don't need any damage to our food supply. So the city or the area has initiated a quarantine where citizens cannot bring out any plants or soils from the area or anything that just so happens to look like a snail. Why? Well, because they want to eradicate this bad boy yet again. But that's not all. There's also something bizarre happening across the country over in Egypt, where pictures are surfacing of a Lord of the Rings or kind of character has surfaced. We'll take a look at this article on thedailystar.co.uk. Terrifying sea creature like orc from the Lord of the Rings discovered washed up on a beach. Now here's the actual image of the creature, and you can see here no one really knows what this monster-like creature is, yet it's washing up on a shore there in Egypt. Here's another picture taken, I believe, by one of the local fishermen there, and you can see looks kind of like some kind of eel, very possibly, but the head really screams something different. But either way, no one can really explain what this creature is. But it's not just in Egypt. Take a look at this article that I found on Newsweek.com. Mysterious Dead Sea creature dubbed the ugliest thing a fisherman has ever seen has washed up. Well, here's the actual picture of the unknown creature. And this is off of the southeastern Australia waters there, but here it is. And you can see this, to me, looks maybe like like some kind of blobfish of some sort. But as you can see, it was mid-eating something either way. But this is a very mysterious creature caught off the Australian coastline. Here's another article here, and this one is rather peculiar, and this is on ABC7.com. Mysterious Wolfman creature spotted near the Texas Zoo, and officials can't figure out what it is. So that's right here, caught in the good old-fashioned United States of America. But take a look at what was caught on their footage there right by the zoo, and you can see this thing really actually looks like some kind of Wolfman creature. Now, ultimately, I'll leave that for you to decide, but if you want more information on the paranormal, might I direct you to stevequayle.com. He's got lots of information on the supernatural, and I really encourage you to check out some of his stuff. And he has an answer for those of you who have questions about Wolfman or anything like that. But anyway, this mysterious creature has popped up in the US. Now, whether it's somebody in a costume or a girl with long hair wearing some kind of ears or an actual Wolfman, well, either way, authorities are baffled. But that's not all. Something else interesting is happening right here in the United States. Take a look at this article on marketwatch.com. Biblical swarms of cannibalistic Mormon crickets ravage crops in the U.S. West. Now, the problem was so bad there in Oregon that they allocated $5 million last year to take care of this little grasshopper problem. Well, now it seems they are back with a vengeance. And so our farmers and people in the area are having to deal with, well, their area and crops being ravaged. That's not all that's going on. Something else that I have been talking about over on restrictedrepublic.com is some of these fires that have been breaking out at our fertilizer plants and our food facilities all across the country. Take a look at this gatewaypundit.com article. Here's an updated list of U.S.-based food manufacturing plants destroyed under the Biden administration. Now, that article has actually detailed about 98 plants this year, for the most part, that have been destroyed in some way, shape, or form. And here it is. Below is the list of America's 98 plants that have been destroyed, damaged, or impacted by accidental fires, disease, or general causes, including planes running into some of these facilities. Now, the first ones here are 2021, as you can see there. But as of about number 11, it's all the year 2022, and you can see a majority of these. So there's about 90 some odd plants that have been destroyed. This is unheard of on any normal given year. And this is just for 2022. In fact, 2021 was a lot worse. Take a look here. And this is not just happening in America, by the way. This is all across the globe. Manufacturing plants aren't just mysteriously getting burned down in the U.S., it's happening all across the world. More factory fires have occurred in 2021 than any year in recorded history. And we seem to be on the same track for 2022, as you just saw. But here it is. Among the countries that saw the highest number of factory fire alerts in 2021 were the United States, 425 in 2021 alone. We're at about 90 something, including damaged facilities for 2022. India, 159, Germany, 122, South Korea, 117, Mexico, 97, UK, 78, and Japan, 72. Rather bizarre and unusual. And if I were, any kind of say in the matter, I would really highly encourage some kind of investigation as to why that's happening. But unfortunately, we live under the Biden regime, who cares not about anything other than destroying our country by pushing his Green New Deal policies. Anyhow, wanted to bring you the latest on all the bizarre things that are happening across the country. Please don't forget to check out my partner at noblegoldinvestments.com. If you don't have a 401k, now is the time to get one. And better yet, if you have a 401k, now is the time to change that into some kind of Roth IRA backed by gold, silver, precious metals. And right now, they are giving away this 1/10 ounce gold coin with any approved IRA or 401k plan. Give them a call and let them know that you heard it on Lisa Haven at 1-877-646-5347. But take care of your family and take care of your retirement before our economy gets worse than it already is. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. I love all of you. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.